Howdy do. So for this video, we're going to go over Pyke's abilities and his kit, pretty much what he does. It finally came out, the abilities exactly. So all those theorycraft videos we've made, now we can see if we were right or wrong. On top of that, I'll link Surrender at 20 in the description down below, so you can check out that website as things come out about this champion and new stuff. They will have it. So we're going to start the passive ability. It's called Gift of the Drowned Ones. When Pyke is unseen by enemies, he rapidly regenerates some of his health recently lost to enemy champions. Emphasis on enemy champions because some people are wondering if this would be really good at jungling. Well, no, it's champions specifically, so you can't try and like jungle, go into a brush and kite it or something and then try and get the regeneration on your health back. It's specifically for champions, so this will definitely be only a passive that's kind of useful against the enemy champion of some sort. It doesn't mean you can't jungle, you know, follow your dreams, live out, go to your heart's content, but it does mean you won't be able to use this unless maybe you like try to gank, you failed the gank, and now you're like, okay, let me just regen my health, and we're gonna do this again in like 2 seconds, even though you didn't get their flash. Anyways, their Q is called the Bone Skewer. If you tap it, Pyke stabs and greatly slows all enemies in front of him, but if you hold it, Pyke readies and throws his harpoon, impaling the first enemy struck and pulling them a fixed distance towards him. So think kind of like Warwick's Q, how if you just, you know, tap it, he just bites somebody, but if you hold it, you'll follow somebody, even through a flash or whatever. That kind of concept. If you want to do the hook part of it, you have to press and hold it, wind it up, give it time to charge, give the whole counterplay aspect so people can see that you're charging it to try and dodge it, of course. But you can also just tap it really quickly for some like quick damage in a certain direction for a certain amount of distance. His W is called Ghost Water Dive. Now remember when we did the Theorycraft video and I was thinking about the whole underwater aspect, could that be something to do with it? This is kind of it. Pyke dives into spectral waters, entering camouflage and gaining a significant increase to his movement speed that decays over a few seconds. Camouflage hides Pyke from view while enemies remain outside of his immediate area. Attacking or casting spells immediately ends camouflage. So pretty much think of it like, I don't want to say like Rengar's ultimate, but that kind of concept where he's camouflaged. If you get close enough, you kind of see him, kind of like Twitch that way too. And as such, because camouflage versus true invisibility, that might be a little confusing to some people still. The way stealth works after the rework is some people are camouflaged, meaning you can't see them until they're in a certain proximity of you, then you can kind of see them a little bit. And some people are just truly invisible, which means you're not going to see them until they want you to see them. And by then it's usually a bit too late anyways, and that's where probably more of the frustration on stealth comes from. This is leaning towards the camouflage side, which is the side people tend to like a bit more in terms of playing against. It gives you a little bit more options in terms of maybe trying to see where they're coming from first, but it also gives the player, you know, a little bit of indicator to try and stay outside of that range as well and give them the chance to use the stealth to the max of its abilities. However you feel about stealth, I'll let you decide on the W. On his E, Phantom Undertow, Pyke dashes, leaving behind a drowned phantom. After a delay, the phantom returns to Pyke, damaging and stunning enemies who pass through it. I kind of looked at this ability and thought of it like, let's say, Zed Shadow or like LeBlanc's clone, but it's like it's casted out behind you and then you can bring it back to you. Think of it a little bit like that. It's kind of like casting an ability. I want to say like Ari's Q or even Orianna or Echo's Q. It's kind of like something that's kind of being thrown out a little bit, but it's going to come back to you. And it'll do damage when it comes back as well as when you go through them. Except that unlike Ari's Q or Orianna's, where you're throwing a projectile, you're throwing yourself. You know, putting your best foot forward as you will. 100%. And then finally, his R, Death from Below. Pyke strikes in an X-shaped area, blinking 2 champions and executing those who fall below a certain flat amount of health. Enemies in the X that are not executed take damage equal to this amount. When a champion dies to the X, the last ally to assist also gains full kill gold and kill credit, and Pyke can instantly use Death from Below again for a short period of time. Now this ability, if I can speak, It's kind of interesting because we have abilities in the game already that won't execute somebody unless they're below a certain amount of health, right? Even Garen's villain mechanic, which I'm not the hugest fan of, probably won't really one-shot you, at least until later into the game when it gets into the thousands of damage potentially. But you think about, let's say, Jinx's ultimate, right? It's a global, and it's a skill shot, and it's a projectile and all that stuff. It's AoE, but it can't kill you unless you're below a certain amount of health. It's not gonna ever one-shot you, even with a lethality build, which it can do like half health at that point. It's not gonna one-shot you. So the concept I'm saying though of, you know, health abilities, missing health abilities, that's not really new, so I don't really consider that kind of busted. It is a reset ability, which is kind of interesting. So think of it more like Darius instead of Jinx. Jinx will get a kill on her ultimate, and that's not gonna reset the ultimate. It's gonna reset her though. But like Darius with his dunks, or maybe even Katarina in that aspect, if she can 100 to 0 you and get the reset off, it's kind of like that. But it has to do the death on you, so that's why I say more like Darius, to be able to actually reset it. Otherwise, it will go on cooldown. So that's kind of an interesting concept. The thing that people might be talking about a bit more, or at least I'm going to talk about a bit more, is it also gains full kill gold and kill credit to the person that helped assist. Because remember, this champion is supposed to be a support, so it really wants it to kind of, you know, be like, hey, I'm helping my team getting kills, but I also could get kills myself, and bring a little bit of excitement to the support role. That's kind of been my aspect and my take on this whole reveal on this champion so far, is that I'm not going to sit here and like whine about autofill and all that stuff, but the reason why autofill exists is because people kind of don't want to play the support role. Well, if this champion is that exciting and that cool enough that like if a mid laner gets autofilled to support, instead of playing, you know, support Ahri, because that's really all they have is mages, but not even like Brand or Malzahar, they have stuff like that. Maybe this could be a champion if they're a mid laner who also plays assassins, they can pick up and decide, you know what, I'm going to actually play this game out, because I actually have a champion now that's both a playmaker but also gives me kill potential. Because Rakan's a playmaker, but he's not really someone you think of, at least after, well, before the AP buffs maybe, that you could go in and maybe just assassinate and take someone out like on their own, right? This guy probably can, and this is probably an example of a carry support. They're doing this whole thing this year about alternative playstyles, trying to support alternative playstyles in terms of champions that can go into other roles already, kind of making those a bit healthier and see if they can support those. Like say possibly bringing back lane Graves and Nidalee, top lane Vi, stuff like that. This might be an example in champion form of them being like, hey, what if the supports just kind of got a carry that kind of was still a support kind of champion with the whole, you know, kill gold, kill assist stuff, but could still also carry a bit, more so than just, you know, landing the right hooks and all that stuff, like actually being able to do some cool assassin, but also support stuff. So that's my take on this. I'm not going to sit here and say this is broken, this is busted. I'm pretty sure everybody else is going to say that, and it's probably going to work a lot better when they say it than I could ever hope to, so I'm just not going to bother with that. I am going to say this champion probably will take some time to get used to when it comes out live. Like most champions, it's going to take some time for us to learn how to play against it, how to play as it, and as such, when most champions come out, they're probably going to need some balance tweaks, but afterwards, in the long run, this might actually be kind of cool for the support class in terms of people that might not want to play support, maybe playing support a bit more now. And as such, I'm not saying autofill is going to go away. I just brought it up because it was a thing. That's why it existed. Support wasn't really a popular role, so it made queue times pretty long and like ranked and draft and stuff. So if this kind of helps out with that, I'm kind of okay with that. I'd rather not really play support unless I have to personally, but I'm okay doing it at the moment. But this champion looks like it would be a lot more fun to play that role than if I have to. So I'm gonna stop right there and just say that's all for this video. So what do you think about this new champion? Their kit, their abilities, what stuff looks like? Do you think it's awesome? Do you think it's actually bad? Do you think it's busted? I'm not gonna say it, but you can say it all you want in the comment section down below. That's all for this video though. I don't know which video will be next, because life can have a lot of kinks. So until next time, take care, GG, get jinxed. Thank you for watching.